Go.
Hi, I'm April Davis, and this is my informative speech. Here's my audience. We have Sherry, Brianne, Deanne, Brian, and Kelly. And here we go. For the last 100 years, Girl Scout cookies have become an American icon. Have you ever saw the little girls outside of a grocery store and wondered, where did the Girl Scout cookies come from? How do they sell them? And what do they do with the money? Well, this is your lucky day because these are the things I'm going to discuss. First, a little history of the Girl Scout cookies. Girl Scouts began in 1917, and Girl Scout cookies started to become sold 5 years later. In the 1920s and 30s, Girl Scout cookies were actually made in the Girl Scouts' kitchens with their mothers. The recipe that they used is still available on the official Girl Scout website. This continued until 1935, when Girl Scout cookies became produced and they were sold nationwide. In the 1940s is the only time that Girl Scout cookies have not been sold. Due to the war and shortages in flour, butter, and sugar, Girl Scouts began selling calendars to raise funds instead of the cookies. This continued into the 1950s. In the 50s, Girl Scout cookies began to be produced again and started being made in 3 different varieties. Peanut butter sandwich cookies, shortbread cookies, and chocolate mints that are now known as the Thin Mints. In the 1960s, Girl Scout cookies expanded with the baby boomers. In 1979, the Girl Scout cookie boxes all became the same with the logo created by Sal Bass that is now on all Girl Scout cookie boxes and Girl Scout merchandise. In the 1990s is when Girl Scout cookies became a competitive event for Girl Scouts themselves. This is when age-appropriate prices came into the mix. And now, current day 2000s, all Girl Scouts, including even the youngest daisies, now sell the Girl Scout cookies. Now that we have a little history of the Girl Scout cookies, I'm going to talk a little bit about selling them from my own personal experience. When you're a child and you're selling Girl Scout cookies, you have 2 priorities: to sell them and have a lot of fun. However, when you're the adult selling Girl Scout cookies, you have to keep 2 things in mind as well. But they are that you pay for every box of cookies that you get from a cookie cupboard, and now your goal is to end up with 0 boxes in inventory. How this works is Girl Scout cookies usually go into 3 phases. The first phase is the initial order phase. This is when Girl Scouts or their parents often come to you with an order form and just simply ask you if you would like to buy cookies. You write down what you would like, they turn in the orders, I put them in a computer system, go pick up the orders, disperse them, they give you your cookies. That's phase 1. Phase 2 is what they call the goal-getter phase. During this phase, we have already done the initial orders, but Girl Scouts are now coming back to you again asking you if you would like to buy cookies. Now instead of waiting to turn in orders and get cookies, they come to me, I have cookies available at my home that they then are able to immediately give you what you want. The third phase of cookie selling are the cookie booths. This is what most people are most familiar with. We set up booths outside local merchandisers and retailers, and we charge $4 a box. This is probably one of the most lucrative phase of the cookie sales. Also, throughout this entire time, I am responsible to keep a running inventory of cookies. Every time I get an additional order from a girl, or we sell at cookie booths, I have to replenish my inventory at home. At the end of the cookie sale, I need to have 0 cookies left. Any boxes that are left, the troop must pay for out of our profits, so it's very important that I keep tight control on the cookies. Now, I bet you're wondering, with all the selling, where does the money go? And that is actually a really good question. 60% of all cookie sales, 60% of the money of all cookie sales stays in the local market in which that it's sold. But the $4 a box, CBS News has actually done an investigation to find out where each penny of that $4 go. $1.08 of the $4, $1.08 of it goes to the baking and transportation of the cookies, just making the cookies. 61 cents of it 61 cents per box of cookies goes to upgrade camps and subsidize the cost of camps for girls who may not be able to afford to go otherwise. 49 cents of every box goes toward leadership programs. 8 cents goes towards volunteer support and training. 22% goes to administration costs of Girl Scouts. And 84 cents of each $4 goes directly back to the troop. This may not seem like much, but it really does add up. I checked eBuddy, that's the official system that we use orders for, and my own personal troop last cookie season, we raised a total of $4,540 from Girl Scout cookie sales. 681 of that went directly back to our troop. We now use that money to buy supplies, snacks, and provide functions for our troop and our girls. We are also able to raise an additional $163 to which our troop donated to the local Dayton Food Bank. So, now that you know the history of cookies, how they're sold, and where the money goes, next time you see Girl Scouts outside of your local grocery store, maybe you'll buy an extra box. Thank you.